The topic of discussion for this video is what is the minimum compliance every Singapore company must do? Or put it other way, what are the basic filing requirements every Singapore company has to follow? So this is the basic minimum that every company in Singapore has to do. So here we are presuming that you don't have any licensing requirements or you are not registered for GST and CPF. So if yours is a new company without any of these frills, then what is the minimum that you are required to do every year? So let's have a look. So the first set of requirement is to maintain the books of accounts and prepare financial statements after the accounting year is over. So when we speak of books of accounts, it typically means a general ledger, bank book and all this, which typically looks like this. And it can be maintained using any of the softwares like QuickBooks or FreshBooks or NetSuite. There are many softwares available. You might have some kind of setup for your company accounts. You may have an accountant, or if you don't have an accountant, we at Epica can provide you these services at a reasonable cost. So in that case, we will collect all the details from you, finish your accounts, and will help you in filing. So this is what is the maintaining of books of accounts, and the responsibility is normally with the directors of the company. However, these accounts maintained cannot be directly used for any of this compliance. So they needs to be converted into financial statements. And financial statements has a different format. So let me show that to you. So here I am showing sample financial statements for a Singapore company. So as you can see here in table of content, it starts with director statements. If auditor appointment is necessary, then auditor's report, statement of profit and loss and comprehensive income, financial position, equity, and there are few sections which you can see here. And it generally becomes a textual report which outlines what happened at the directors meeting, who was reappointed, how many shares directors have in the company, and then other points like reappointment of auditor and so on. And then the textual report will continue outlining various accounting policies followed, and somewhere in the middle of that, the profit and loss account and balance sheet will be embedded in this format. So what we saw was the profit and loss account, and here you have balance sheet. So the financial statements is a different form from the accounts or the general ledger that we have seen. So this is the first step. I'll go back to the presentation. So maintaining books of accounts and preparing financial statements is the first step of this compliance. Once this has been done, then the next step is to file it with ACRA and IRS. So on the left hand side, I am showing compliance with ACRA, which is under the Companies Act in Singapore. And on the right hand side, I am showing you IRAS, which is tax compliance, and IRS is the Singapore government's revenue authority. So under ACRA, the first responsibility is to hold an annual general meeting within 6 months from the end of the financial year. So logically that means preparation of accounts and preparation of financial statements, and if audit is applicable, then that must get completed within this 6 months. And once the annual general meeting has been completed, you have to file annual return within 30 days into the ACRA system, confirming that the AGM was conducted. And this will complete the compliance for that accounting year with ACRA. And on the IRS side, you have to file estimated chargeable income within 3 months after the end of the financial year. And you have to file tax return by December 15th of the assessment year. So as I mentioned, ACRA compliance comes under Accounting and Corporate Regulatory Authority, and it deals with the Companies Act provisions, whereas IRS compliance is covered by Inland Revenue Authority of Singapore, and it is actually tax related matter. So who is responsible for ensuring all this is done on time? So it is the responsibility of directors of the company to get accounts prepared and financial statements are ready. So directors have to ensure that they have a proper accounting system, or if they don't have proper accounting system, in case the company is very small, then in that case they can use services of a professional company like ours. In some cases, for a very small company, directors, if they are knowledgeable about accounting, they can do it themselves. So that's also not a problem. It is also director's responsibility to call for annual general meeting, and then secretary will normally keep tab of all these deadlines and will also file this in ACRA or IRS system. If you are our company client, then we will be doing these activities on your behalf. So what is the impact of non-compliance? So if these things are not done on time, for example, you have not prepared accounts, or you have not prepared financial statements, or you don't conduct AGM on time, or you don't file the annual return, or if the tax details are not filed on time, then there can be significant issues for the directors of the company. So as a starting point, directors can be fined up to 300 Singapore dollars for each lapse. Directors may be required to attend a compliance program which is administered by ACRA. So this program is actually 2 days training course in which directors are appraised of their responsibilities of the companies. So they may need to attend this course, or directors may be disqualified from acting as a director of any other company, and in serious cases it might result into court summon where you may be required to attend to the court hearing. So my recommendation is not to take this compliance lightly, but try to do it as much early as possible. So in summary, every company in Singapore must comply with the minimum filing requirements, and these filing requirements are by ACRA and IRAS.
Thank you for watching this video. This video was brought to you by Epica Consulting Singapore. Subscribe to our channel today to get notified when new videos are posted.